Welcome back everyone. I've got this little job to do. This is actually a connector for a common rail diesel fuel return line. This is the fuel hose here. Connects to the four injectors and returns back to the fuel pump. This is a connector that plugs into the fuel pump. The hose will go on this end. And what's happened is it's snapped. It's only plastic. So what I'll do, I'll machine up one out of a piece of brass. Now I'll have to make it in two pieces, and I'll either braze or solder them together. So what I'll do now, I'll head over to the lathe and we'll start setting up to machine the little bits. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to swap out the 4-jaw chuck and put a 3-jaw chuck on. Alright, this is the bar I'm going to use. It is, the diameter is 9.5 millimeters, and the biggest diameter, I'll turn this end up first. This one here is the one that goes actually into the rubber hose, and we'll make the biggest diameter on that. It doesn't have to be spot on this part, it's only on the outside of the pipe. It's 8 millimeters, and that part's 5 millimeters. That's 4 mil. So that's what that part looks like. So what I'll do, I'll turn up this diameter here. That's the biggest diameter, and I'll turn it down to this size diameter. So that one's, so it was 5 millimeters. That's 5 millimeters on the outside here, and then I'll turn the inner part here just with a parting off tool. I'll put those grooves in it. That gives it, when you put the hose clamp on it, it gives you something to clamp to. So the smaller diameter, I think it's a millimeter difference. Yep, that's 4 millimeters. Alright, so I'll set up the bar in the chuck. Okay, the length we want, and we'll have it sticking out of the chuck. Maybe 40 millimeters will be enough. If that spins true. Okay. Alright, I'll get the camera in a bit closer so you can see the smaller diameters. Okay, that's 8 millimeters, that's where that should be. Okay, that should be that part. Okay, I'll drill a hole in the centre of it now. It's got that hole. I'll just go and work out what that is. That hole's a 2mm hole, so I'll just put a 2mm drill through it. Okay, there's the first bit. I'll just deburr it a bit, and then we'll start on the second one. Okay, it's time to cut this O-ring groove, and that's the O-ring groove there. You can see that. That's the O-ring groove there. So I'll cut that into the end of the piece of brass here. And this is an old high-speed steel tool I've had sitting around, so that'll work good for cutting the groove out. Okay, there we go, that should be the O-ring groove. Okay, now I'll drill a hole in it. Now we can't go all the way through this time, we're only got to go to a certain depth. So I'll work that out. Okay, that's the hole drilled to 22mm long. The whole thing needs to be 25mm long, so I don't want it to break through the end of it. Alright, this part here I need to machine from this edge here over 3mm and then cut it down, because that's where the O-ring or the circlip has got a slip in behind it. Use the same tool. And I'll just go over 3mm. Set up the parting tool and I'll part him off. Yeah, the length's 25mm. Okay. Okay, there's that part. I'll go and clean that one up and head back to the bench. Alright, back on the bench, and there's the two parts I've just made up. Better look at that. And that's the old one that's broken. I've stuck a drill bit in the hole just to hold the two bits together, because you can see it's got a bit of an angle, this angle here. So I need to file this one on top of that one and on a bit of an angle. So I'll go over to the vise and I'll set it up in the vise and I'll start filing it just so we get the angle, and this fits on nice and neat, because I'm thinking I might just solder it. I think solder will be strong enough to hold that. Alright, let's get on with the job. Alright, this is the part where I've got a file. So we need to file it so it fits in there, so it needs to be a bit disc shaped and slightly on an angle. And I've made up this thing here to grip it in the vise. This is a piece of wood with a hole drilled in it with a cut in it, so when I put it in, tighten the vise up, it'll squeeze it tight, that way it won't mark the job. Alright, let's get on with the filing. If it'll hold it tight enough. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. Alright. Now we go and set it up for soldering. Okay, we're ready to solder this up now. I'll put it in a G-clamp just to hold the two bits together. Make it easy to solder up. Okay. I'm just using a little propane gas bottle. Should be enough heat in that to heat up the part. Okay, that's all soldered. What I'll do now, I need to run a 2mm drill right through into this part here, because at the moment they're not sort of connected in there. So I'll grab a drill and I'll drill a hole through there. Okay, let's get this hole drilled. Okay, I'll just give it a quick clean up and we'll put the O-ring on it and we'll go and try it on the car. Okay, let's see if this part fits. That's actually the fuel pump, the injector pump, and there's the return line from the overflow from the injectors. So hopefully it should go in. Beautiful. There we go, got plenty of clearance. Plenty of clearance around that. Okay, so all I'll do, I'll chase up a little little circlip just to pop in behind there, and that'll be good. Alright. Okay, this little brass part's all finished now. It's actually hooked to the hose. It's just replacing this little plastic piece. You only got a bump in your brake, so this won't break now. Okay, this job's all finished. On to the next.